You said that we've had a turbulent week, a stormy week, and that is perhaps an underestimation. B-52s arriving in the region, military build-up. Any reasonable person would take this as quite a substantial escalation. How concerned are you about escalation?
Again, we are concerned. We are concerned, but again, I think the key word is reasonable. So clearly, I think we have to be calm right now, and we have to de-escalate. Again, as everybody follows all these developments, and this is the region we live in, and it's important for us that we manage these crises, and this is not the first crisis that we have seen in this region. This is a very turbulent region, and clearly we need to work very hard at managing our region.
You use the word crisis, you also use the word brittle. The situation is brittle. My question to you is, what is the risk of tripping into war? Is it a high risk?
No, I think with wisdom, I think with our recognition that we need to address Iran's behavior clearly, but at the same time not to be baited into a crisis is very, very important. So clearly, as I said, the region has seen various periods of difficulties because of Iranian behavior, and I think it is essential that we and our friends are able to deal with this. Clearly, the onus is also very much on Iran itself, because the current sanctions on Iran are formidable and they are effective. And I think,
do you think the sanctions are biting harder than they had anticipated?
Very hard. The sanctions are biting very hard, and you can clearly see it in the domestic debate within Iran, that if you follow that domestic debate, and clearly they have to address the fact that countries in the region, countries in the international community have concerns about Iran's behavior, and for Iran to really allay these concerns, it has to look inward about what it has been doing and address it.
You've launched an investigation along with the United States and the French. The phraseology that we're using thus far, is it Iran who is responsible for the attacks? Again,
as I said earlier in the briefing, the investigation, we are being supported by various countries, France, the United States, other countries wanting to join. Again, the investigation will take a couple of days for us to know exactly what happened, and then it will have also the credibility of the various countries that are launching it. So again, I don't want to sort of go ahead of the curve on this one, and we'll wait on the investigation.
Let's run forward a couple of days and we'll take a working assumption that it is proven it's Iran or Iran's proxies that are responsible. What happens next in that situation?
I have to sort of divide this question. I think number one is we have to wait until the investigation comes out with the results. And again, let's wait those couple of days. But again, on Iran's behavior, as I said, we are where we are today because of Iran's behavior. We are where we are today because of Iran's sending missiles all over the place, for example, interfering in sending its proxy fighters here and there. This is where we are, and the sanctions are biting very hard. So clearly, Iran should address these issues. I think what I am really seeing right now is a public relations campaign by Iran trying to show that it is the injured party. It is not the injured party. We are here in a very difficult region, in very difficult conditions, mainly because of Iran's behavior. And I think acknowledging that and moving on is really the best solution there.
There is the argument that the U.A.E., Saudi and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia support maximum pressure, and you've said that is being effective. But there are two possible outcomes with maximum effective pressure. One, Iran comes to heel, and two, they retaliate. Are you prepared to accept an upscaling of retaliation from Iran with maximum pressure?
Again, we were among other Gulf countries supportive, including Saudi Arabia, of the JCPOA when the JCPOA was signed. The JCPOA was an agreement on Iran's nuclear capability, but at the same time, the JCPOA also was, also addressed to us as an agreement that will actually, quote unquote, make Iran a normal state.
But what is acceptable normal to the UAE, sir?
Various things. I mean, if you start sending your ballistic missiles all over the place, it's not normal. If you start sending your generals all over the Arab world, it's not normal.
Do you want to see a demonstrable retracement from the proxies?
I think essentially acting as a normal state is basically where you are spending most of your income on your economy, is basically where you are respecting the sovereignty of your neighbors, where there is a clear Westphalian non-interference in regional affairs. This is normal. And I think clearly, if you look at it, the Iranian economy is the best witness that current policies have a cost. And look where it is. It is really in shambles currently.